É a Bronya.
It looks like she's in trouble.
My friends, don't just stand there. This drama doesn't need any more bystanders.
Oh? You know, it might be interesting to see you get in trouble.
Seria interessante ver você em apuros.
We should avoid attracting too much attention. We can't just leave her.
Alguém tem pipoca. É, não dá pra ignorar o que tá acontecendo, né?
Exactly! My boy, Cold Dragon Young. Young Master Den Hung speaks with reason.
Let's help her.
E a gente vai ter que lutar contra os caras? Ih, olha lá. Ih, que isso? Surgiu alguém do nada. Ah, apareceu a senhorita Seele. Aí a Seele. Caraca, ela tem uma coloração bem parecida com esse maluco aqui, hein?
Spineless thugs.
Miss Seele, phew. It's a good thing you showed up when you did. My heartfelt thanks. These vagrants have got some nerve looking for trouble in Wildfire Terra.
Shut it, Sampo. This is you written all over it. Wildfire has countless issues on its plate right now. We don't need a side order of Koski. I hear Silvermane Guard is paying the underworld a visit. Is that you?
You kidnapped me and brought me to the underground. What is the meaning of this?
Não, não foi ela não, foi o outro cara ali, ó.
Listen to her. What is the meaning of this? She still thinks she's an overworld princess. Do you know what's become of us down here while you live the easy life? Did you even consider the fate of the underworlders?
The Silvermane Guards aren't living the easy life. We are constantly engaged with the enemy, defending Belobog from the scourge of attacking monsters and protecting all those above and below the surface.
Do you even hear yourself? You protect the underground? Redeploying every guard to the surface? Sealing off the only passageway? Protecting the so-called architects, more like it.
The Madam Guardian has her reasons.
Enough talk. You're coming with me. Chief Oleg wants to see you, and he's got more than a few questions.
Perfect, Miss Seele. We were just on our way to pay Chief Oleg a visit ourselves. Room for a few more?
Cara, maluco, cara de pau, velho. Esse sorrisinho no rosto dele não dá, velho.
Fully booked.
Lotação completa.
Who are they?
Shampoo é meu amigão.
Friend of his? Then most of the underground is your enemy.
Well, it's like this. The chief's in the market for specific talent. An urgent request, so I'm taking them to see him.
Ai, caramba.
We're looking for a Stellaron. It's the source of all the disasters here. If we find it, we can...
I would recommend you not recite your story to everyone you meet. Miss Seele won't understand it anyway, so let's save it for the chief, huh?
You're right. I don't understand it. And I don't plan on passing the message on either. Wildfire's encountered trouble at the Great Mine. The chief's busy. If you really want to find him, come look for me at the mine entrance. I'm leaving.
Ok. Vocês têm algo para dizer aqui?
Oh, hi! Wanna listen to my thoughts on the underground?
Sim.
Where should I start?
Observações.
My observational skills are second to none.
E a geografia do mundo de baixo?
Well, the underworld is surrounded by cliffs, and there's no obvious structure. It seems like a spread-out collection of mines and small towns, just like the outskirts of Belobog. There's that huge pillar called the Furnace Core that's always in view. Maybe it's some kind of energy hub?
E a vida no mundo de
From
baixo?
what I've seen, the residents are nearly all miners. It seems like the people here have less than those in the overworld. Still, the miners watch fights in their spare time. It's less pretentious than that theater they have on the surface.
Tá aí os habitantes.
They're always in a hurry. The pace of life here is so fast. Things are pretty busy in the overworld too, but everything feels more relaxed up there.
Tá, acho que é só isso. Eu quero saber o que você acha dos
I'm not
outros.
so good at analyzing people, but seeing as you asked,
O shampoo.
that guy, he's lazy, lying, cunning, and evil. I don't like him. Can't stand the sight of him. I bet you think he's pretty entertaining. Watch out or he'll fool you.
Ah, mas ele é divertido, pô. Ele tem o seu charme.
You mean that naughty kid we played hide and seek with? Dr. Natasha said that she's a handful, but that she also takes care of the homeless kids. Maybe she's more mature than she seems? Still, I can't believe how arrogant she is. I was pretty mad with her for a while.
Tá, e a Bronya?
Silvermane girl? She's pretty. I like looking at her. When I first met her, I thought she was kinda scary. But now it seems like there's something on her mind. I'm too nervous to ask her. At least she's not trying to arrest us anymore.
Não tá mais tentando prender a gente, né? Beleza.
She says what she thinks. I like her. And did you hear what she said about the Silvermane guards? Sounded like she'd been waiting a long time to say it. I think I'd get along with her. If we can get her to help us, we'll bag a Stellaron in no time.
É só isso.
If you hear any juicy gossip, information, come find me.
Informação, né? Beleza. Tá, vamos aqui falar com
How are you
o
finding
Dan.
your first trailblazing expedition?
Ótimo. Estou gostando.
That's good. I'm about to summarize the intel we've gathered so far. Did you want to listen?
Quero sim.
First, we have the underworld. A huge underground space. Miners have built towns here and are excavating geomarrow.
Ok. Qual a relação daqui com o mundo de cima?
We learned from Natasha that the underworld shoulders the energy needs for their entire civilization. Laboring in the underworld used to be a great honor, and there was regular movement between realms. Sampo mentioned the furnace core, which people would use to travel in both directions. But now, each realm is sealed off from the other. Only the automatic transport line for geomarrow and goods is still in operation. The reason for sealing the furnace core still needs to be investigated. In addition, it appears that Sampo has secret connections that grant him passage between here and the surface. That may come in useful to us.
Os soldados do mundo de cima vêm aqui embaixo?
Up to now, apart from Bronya, whom Sampo brought here, I still haven't seen a single Silvermane guard. At the Fight Club, I heard people say that the guards withdrew from the underground many years ago, and that it was the Supreme Guardian who gave the order. At the time, the Supreme Guardian was none other than Cocolia Rand.
Essa parte eu já entendi. O que mais?
Next, we have our goal, the Stellaron. After we revealed our intentions, the Supreme Guardian suspended communications and sent soldiers to arrest us. Her reaction was strange, to say the least.
Por que ela agiu assim?
It's too early to say, but it was a radical move. It means that we must have broached a highly sensitive subject. A secret that she's sparing no effort to protect. If I remember our discussion correctly, I think there are two main possibilities. The Architects and the Stellaron. I'm inclined to think it's the latter.
É o Stellarão que falou com ela pra bloquear a gente, pelo visto. Pra cancelar o nosso CPF. Será que encontraremos pistas sobre o Stellarão aqui embaixo?
There's an old saying that goes, good fortune lies within bad. Bad fortune lurks within good. Even when compared with the overworld, the underworld has a long history. There should be valuable intel here. Not to mention, without the
isso é
Supreme
verdade.
Guardian's interference,
Ela não se
we have a
interferindo, a
better
gente
chance
consegue
than
encontrar
ever
mais
of
rápido.
locating the Stellaron.
Tá, essa parte eu já entendi. O que tem de mais bom aí pra gente?
Lastly, we have the main strength of the underworld. After the Silvermane guards withdrew, and in order to keep the peace, the residents of the underworld spontaneously organized their own militia, thereby taking over the guards' duties.
Você confia neles?
I don't know them. Trust isn't part of the picture yet. But speaking of trust, I suggest you don't place too much of yours in Sampo Koski. He hasn't revealed his true intentions, but he has managed to corral us into a difficult situation, almost without us realizing. That's a dangerous person indeed.
Ele é um malandro.
Essa vai ser a minha melhor vigarice.
A gente precisa se aliar a eles?
Ally? It's a little premature to be talking about that. But Wildfire will be familiar with all manner of forces below ground. If we want to find Stellaron clues in the underground, I'm certain they can help.
Ah, beleza.
That's all we need to summarize for now. If there's anything else you're not clear on, come and find me.
Perfeito. Vou te procurar assim, moço. Tá, vamos falar então com o Shampoo.
Lord, your big brother Sampo's always up for a chat.
Entediado. No que o Fogo Vivo quer?
As a non-member, not a clue. They'd never tell me their ultimate aims. Shame, really. It's not like I'm a blabbermouth.
Ah, não. Não é tagarela, não. Imagina. Tá, quem são o Fogo Vivo e a Seele?
Wildfire are one of my major clients. Though the work is mostly odds and ends, still, it's always a pleasure. Who am I to complain if the money's right, huh?
Se pagar bem, né? Qualquer trabalho serve.
Mano, você só pensa na grana.
Seele works for them. Oleg's most trusted lieutenant. To her, I'm probably just a Wildfire's lapdog.
O mascote.
Yeah, well, but a very contented lapdog, I should add.
Essas risadinhas meio tristes que ele dá são muito boas.
What kind of question is that? I'm your old pal Sampo Koski. We've been through thick and thin together.
Meu amigão do peito. Você não respondeu a minha pergunta.
Well, that just means there's something wrong with your question. Questions are like transactions. If your request isn't clear, you might end up buying the wrong thing.
Acho que não faz muito sentido essa sua... Não faz muito sentido isso aqui não, mas tá bom, né? Se você insiste.
A pleasure. Until next time.
Oi, senhorita Bronya. Fala comigo.
I will arrest you under the Supreme Guardian's decree. Nothing has changed.
Ah, que se f... a Guardiã Suprema.
I am not your friend.
Por favor. Por favor, me prenda. Eu não posso esperar, não. Não vou meter essa. Vai tomar no... Vai tomar banho, velho. Uma amizade verdadeira leva tempo. Os verdadeiros amigos são aqueles que fizemos ao longo do caminho, moça. Você não aprendeu isso assistindo One Piece?
Por que você não tá calma aí pra ver se Kiko doente?
I saw you the day before the Goethe Hotel. Japard took you to see the Supreme Guardian. He told me you were visitors from beyond the sky, just like the interstellar travelers of ancient legend. People of all kinds that carried the will of the eons. Japard said that you wanted to help us reverse the damage that the eternal freeze and fragmentum continue to wreak on our planet. The Supreme Guardian didn't tell me the details, and Japard had to rush back to the front line. I don't understand.
Queremos muito ajudar você.
The Silvermane guards withdrew to the surface long ago. I must avoid that identity here. Until we're back in the overworld, I propose a temporary truce and cooperation. Your true intentions are of interest to me. If it helps you to trust me, I'm willing to answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Ok. Que crime nós cometemos?
Let me repeat. All I received were the Supreme Guardian's instructions. It is for the adjudication panel to pass judgment on the accused. All the Supreme Guardian told me was that your identities were counterfeit and that your intention was to overthrow the rule of the architects.
Você sabe o que é o Stellaron?
Truthfully, I've never heard of this Stellaron. But if all this catastrophe could be brought to an end simply by sealing it, then I hope its existence proves to be real.
Por que a guarda deixou o subterrâneo?
Fragmentum monster activity on the surface intensified, and hostilities on the front line were critical. To resist the invasion, the architects had no choice but to redeploy the guards to the
Tá,
front
sim,
line.
foi isso que aconteceu. Confia.
If we
Acredito,
couldn't
sim.
hold our defensive line, then we wouldn't be able to maintain our supply of aid to the underground, which would have collapsed without us. That was the Supreme Guardian's explanation.
Por que a gente... Por que você quer cooperar com a
In
gente?
truth, I've always felt like something important is being hidden. Whether it's the architect's mother or Silvermane guards, there's always an unnatural element to their actions.
Que bom que você percebe. Que bom que você percebeu, né, moça?
Since encountering you, the unexpected seems to have arrived in waves. I never thought I'd enter the underworld that has been sealed away for so long. I have a feeling that with you, I can pick up the lost threads and dispel my uncertainties.
Ah, só isso.
We should be going to see Wildfire. Let's move.
O visual da Bronya é bonito pra caramba, cara. Na moral, velho. Queria ter ganhado ela no gacha? Queria, mas... Pelo menos eu peguei a Bailu. É uma suportezinha boa. Oi, senhorita Seele. Nossa, essa aqui também é muito bonita, hein? O visual dos personagens desse jogo estão muito bonitos. Até o protagonista tá bonito. Quer dizer, tirando a protagonista feminina. De resto, tá tudo bonito.
You came. That was fast.
Claro que eu vim. Oxi.
Didn't I tell you? Long story short, the underground used to have many mines. However, in recent years, some sort of corrosion called the fragmentum started to spread. It's ruined a lot of mines. The one we're heading into is relatively unaffected. A bunch of vagrants made it their home after their old turf was consumed by the fragmentum. Actually, most of them are pretty honest folks. But with such a large group, it's inevitable that troublemakers will find their way in. They've been stealing stuff from the miners and picking fights. And that's not the worst of it. Things are much more serious this time. For 2 days now, huge clashes have been breaking out between the miners and the vagrants. It isn't pretty.
É, a situação tá ficando feia, então,
Mines
né?
are our lifelines in the underworld. We have to keep providing geomarrow to the overworld in exchange for supplies. In order to quell the situation, Chief Oleg brought Wildfire into the mine and left me in charge of security for the towns. But the situation in the mine is critical. I have to back him up.
Beleza, vamos lá então.
As for you, the Chief will decide your fate when we see him.
Good. I've been wanting to come face to face with the leader of the underworld.
Ué? Ah, tá. Ela veio junto.
You're about to come face to face with reality.
Opa, tem uma coisinha bem ali. Vou pegar já já.
Nat, I didn't think you'd be here. Where's Oleg?
Hey, Seele and Sampo's guests. So it looks like you've already met.
Uhum.
I haven't seen Oleg. The miners said they saw him take a group further in.
Essa gente...
Miners and their family members. They want an explanation from the instigators. This area up ahead is a vagrant dwelling, but they've sealed off the entrance. I guess they're afraid that angry miners might try to take revenge. I heard that many were injured in the clashes, so I hurried over here to see if I could help.
How could the situation here become such a mess?
I heard that First Mining Team found a geomarrow vein with incredible deposits. The initial estimate put it at the largest discovery in the last 30 years.
Bonitão esse bagulho aqui.
Are you serious? That's big news. How come I never heard about it?
Well, they weren't in a hurry to make it known. Most of the mines have been contaminated by the fragmentum. Many people are out of work. They were afraid of being overwhelmed if they let the word out. But the vagrants here have keen eyes. They couldn't keep it hidden from them. Some local gangs wanted to profit from the situation, so they blackmailed the mining team for hush money. And that was the final straw.
É o preço de se manter um segredo.
I can understand your thinking. It's just that the underground is in difficult straits. And that's how the clash started. Now both sides are dealing with heavy losses. So, are you guys here to help resolve the conflict?
They're here because they need a favor from Chief Oleg. I'm escorting them. And seeing as you need that helping hand, it wouldn't be too much to ask you to lend one here first, right?
Beleza, uma mão lava a outra, moça. Bora lá.
Of course we want to help. We care about other people too, you know.
A troca justa.
Of course it is. Nobody gives without expecting something in return.
I believe we're dealing with kind-hearted people here, Seele. As you've all seen, the situation down here is, strained. If you can, we would really appreciate you helping the people.
Ok. Uma mensagem aqui, né? Família do Espaço Astral. Encontrei uns itens estranhos. Relíquias. 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 Isso são relíquias. E o que é uma relíquia? É uma construção feita de um fluxo de dados. Muitos acreditam que elas têm alguma coisa a ver com os Stellarons e o fenômeno dos fragmentums. O que nos referimos como uma relíquia são objetos corroídos pelo fragmentum, do qual os dados são salvos e então reconstruídos. Beleza, valeu. E o que é uma relíquia? Você poderia consultar a Herta. Ela é uma expert em pesquisa de relíquia. Ok.
Giant ore vein. The one they discovered. That must be where the clashes are centered. Come on, let's get to higher ground and take a look.
Nível
That
15.
person up ahead. Is he asleep?
Let's head up and take a look. He might need help.
Ué, ele tá dormindo.
Falling asleep in a place like this.
Miserável é um baiano.
Impressive. Hey, wakey wakey. You'll get mushrooms growing on your head.
What? Mushroom bread? I can't see it on the menu. Miss Seele!
Have you got a death wish or something? How can you sleep here? Get back to safety and take shelter.
Take shelter? I remember now. These guys came out of nowhere and got into a fight with the mining team. At the time, I was exhausted. I'd hardly run a few feet when one of them caught me. If it weren't for Wildfire, they'd have stolen the clothes off my back.
E para onde que... cadê o fogo vivo?
Further in, I guess. Those thugs took control of the vein ages ago. And they're fully armed. We poor, defenseless, good folks were no match for them. It's only thanks to Wildfire that the Great Mine hasn't fallen into their hands completely.
It seems like Chief Oleg must be up ahead. Hurry up and get back to safety. Look for Nat. And try not to get into another scrap along the way.
Okay. Thank you for, getting me on my feet. If I get back soon enough, I'll have time for a nap.
Você não já dormiu o suficiente? O cara tava ali também deitado no chão, velho.
I recognize that woman. That's Elaine from First Mining Team. Quick, let's get up there and see if she's wounded. Elaine, are you okay? Are you hurt?
Seele, thank goodness. I'm fine. Just a couple of sprains. You've got good timing. Those vagrants were asking me about the robots, but I don't know anything.
Robô? Como assim robô?
Oh, don't you know? The intersection of the Great Mine has been seized by a band of robots. Neither the mining team nor the vagrants can get anywhere near.
New challengers enter.
Ih.
About time. Human-only conflicts are so boring.
Conflito entre as pessoas são muito chato, concordo.
Does anyone know where the robots come from?
At first, we thought that a collective fault had occurred in the excavation machines. But then we found out that those machines didn't even belong to the mining team. They came out of nowhere and pushed the vagrants and us back. Then they blocked off the only tunnels into the intersection.
É, talvez alguém esteja aprontando alguma coisa.
There's no way anyone in the mining team is behind this. Operating a single unit is tiring enough, but a whole group? Impossible.
Then there's only one possibility. Boss Svarog.
Ih,
Svarog? That name sounds familiar.
You remember the robots we defeated in the boxing gym?
Oh, Boss Svarog's robots. What's his deal?
Let's just say he's not to be trifled with. Let's go and find some other people. Elaine, can you make it back to safety?
No problem. Seele and the rest of you, be careful.
beleza.
Robots? Aligned against humans? I've never heard of such a thing. Machines should obey humans unconditionally.
That's not the only thing.
Ué,
Is this
meu
elevator
baú.
broken? Why isn't it responding?
Why are you worried about this piece of junk? Do you really want to go down there and be a live target for the robots?
But if we evacuate, then haven't we lost out?
You idiots! We'll just steal off the miners. Look, I saw with my own eyes. They managed to bag some geomarrow. This is a perfect opportunity.
Olha lá, ladrão.
Oh, good idea.
Shameless. Still after the miners, are you? Time to teach you a lesson.
Bora. Bora descer o sarrafo nesses caras.
Fleeing at the first sign of danger. That's all they're good for.
Huh? What's this? Did those guys leave it behind?
Ih, que isso?
Whoa! What the heck?
Ótima pergunta.
Beep, beep. Searching for potential user. Beep, beep, beep. Voice print detected. Looking up corresponding identity information.
É um alienígena.
Oh my, it's an alien. Hey, it talks. And it knows that we aren't from this planet?
It doesn't seem to be technology from here. Look, it even has an Interastral Peace Corporation logo on it. Perhaps it's an antiquity left behind by some past interstellar traveler.
Beep, beep, beep. Your mom's an antiquity.
Sua mãe é uma antiguidade. Caraca, velho.
Seu lugar é no museu.
Beep, beep, beep. Whatever. So you aliens know about the Interastral Peace Corporation? That's great. Beep, beep, beep. Self-introduction. I am Richard, the Home Use Object Finder. Model information. Version 0.63.
Apelido Achão.
Annual Deluxe Package. Nickname? Findy.
Aqui, nome incrível.
A Home Use Object Finder? Who knew the IPC made these kinds of products? Beep, beep, beep. My brainwave scanner module is damaged. Please send me to an Interastral Peace Appliances retail store near you for free repair within the warranty period of 232 years, 84 days. Beep, beep.
Caraca, garantia grande, hein?
Alien, please take me to an Interastral Peace Appliances retail store to conduct repairs. What? This fella's already broken. What should we do? Take it with us?
É, vamos levar. Talvez ele seja útil.
Beep, beep. Yes. When you need to find something you can't see, just call upon Findy. That's me.
Vamos lá, né? Tá aí mesmo.
You can take on me?
Toma. Que? O cara me deu dano, velho. Não é possível.
Até o final do ano, eu me mato.
Hey, what's that commotion? It sounds like there's a big argument happening. Let's get closer and take a look.
Cowards and bullies. I don't remember you guys acting this tough around Svarog's minions. Did your parents never teach you what a backbone was?
We ain't stupid. Why would we risk our lives against the robots? And get off the high road. You can't just find a huge chunk of geomarrow and hog it all to yourselves.
This mine is our territory. The mining team is laboring here day in and day out. You guys don't even pretend like you're here to lend a hand. You're lazy. All you want is to profit off our sweat and tears. You don't even try hiding it. Disgraceful.
Where does disgrace come into it when we can't even fill our stomachs, huh? I know your game. You're just waiting for us to starve to death so there's more food for your mining team.
Tá.
It's a waste of time trying to reason with you. While you've been kicking up this fuss, the whole vein's been seized by robots. Now we're all in the same boat.
Right. We can't rely on the vein anymore. But don't forget which side brought loaded guns to the party.
Whoa, easy. What are you trying to pull off? I'm warning you, wildfire are in the area.
Empty threat. Wildfire are stuck dealing with Svarog's minions. How are they gonna help you now? Unless you're planning on taking a bullet.
Tomar bala. A equipe de tradução desse jogo tá indo muito bem, velho.
They're getting ready to attack. Those miners are unarmed.
You shameless scoundrels!
Deixar comigo. Bora.
No need to play the hero. I'm going with you.
I'm going too. We can't let these thugs get away with whatever they like.
Não preciso bancar o herói. Eu sou o herói, moça. Eu sou o protagonista.
Eu não sou como todos vocês.
Oh, Seele, thank goodness you came. We were nearly,
Nothing but a few knuckleheads. I'm just glad you're okay. Antonia, have you seen Chief Oleg?
Oleg? He took a group into the intersection. Said it was to clear off the invading robots. They've been gone for a while now. If Wildfire was around, those thugs wouldn't have dared.
Seems like the core of this problem is Svarog's robots.
O que esses robôs querem?
Our run-of-the-mill robots don't have a will of their own. Their aim is merely Svarog's aim. The boss. He appeared suddenly after the guards were redeployed and became a major player in the underworld. Svarog claims to be a guardian of humanity, while the ownerless robots obey his commands. They've occupied the Furnace Core hub, and they're not letting anyone get close. Nobody knows why Svarog did any of this. He usually doesn't leave the Furnace Core and interfere unless some kind of disorder breaks out in the underworld.
A guardian of humanity? That can command robots? I've never heard of anything like.
Looks like your mighty architects weren't as all-knowing as you thought.
Can you two say anything without quarreling? This isn't the time! It sounds like there's danger waiting for us in the intersection. Can we still get through?
Quero conhecer o Svarog e seus lacaios de la muerte.
Right. There's
Vamos lá.
unfinished business here. The chief is still down there. It's only a bunch of scrap metal. What are we afraid of?
Mas quem disse que eu tô com medo? Oxi.
Oh, is Seele starting to appreciate our strength?
I'll be honest. You guys are hardworking. If everyone from Wildfire were as impressive as you on the battlefield, we wouldn't be so hard-pressed by Svarog. Antonia, can you take the mining team back through the entrance to meet up with Natasha?
Yeah, sure thing. But be careful. There are a lot of robots up ahead. What kind of days are we living through?
O que mais você sabe sobre esse Svarog?
Svarog? I don't know much. The underground's in turmoil, everyone's focused on their own issues. Who has time to get involved in someone else's affairs? I heard the Vagrants say Svarog was protecting their base near the Furnace Core. And there I was thinking he was one of the good guys.
Por que você levou aqueles indigentes pra mina?
What are you trying to say? That it's my fault?
Não, é só uma pergunta. Não precisa se exaltar. Você não entendeu direito.
Forget it. I'm just tired, that's all. Even if those vagrants have no home to return to, they still have their dignity. Won't accept charity forever. They needed honest work to get them through this hardship, so I let them join the mining team. Can anyone really say I did wrong?
Você fez o certo, mas talvez o problema tenha começado aí.
The problem started with them leaving home and being dependent on charity. If you want something to blame life in the underworld.
Acho que você conhece o fogo armado, o fogo vivo.
Yeah, they're a reliable
Fogo
group.
armado, oxi.
Trust me, if we didn't have them, this area would be packed with monsters already. Just like Rivet Town.
É só isso, então.
I'm about to take the mining team over to Dr. Natasha. Take care of yourselves.